Hey everyone, Kaylee here with Dr. Reams Concierge PT. Today I'm going to talk about pain neuroscience. So this is kind of, I say new, but it's really not too terribly new. A different way of thinking about how our brain interprets pain. Not that pain is in our head, but our brain is so amazing and fascinating that it plays a role in how the rest of our body handles pain, okay? You all have been through, I don't even know what, that is very, very, very real pain in your body, but the brain can play a role in it in making it better, making it worse. It's not going to fix everything. It's not going to make everything 100 times worse, but it has a little role here. So this little missing puzzle piece is what some people need. This is not the end all be all, just that little piece that some people need, okay? I am not saying it's in your head. I'm just saying the brain is fascinating and plays a bigger role than we've given it credit for in the past. So if you want to look up other stuff about pain neuroscience, Adrian Lau is a really good one. I hope I'm saying his name right. He's from South Africa. He's done a lot of research in this. There's a lot of good information out there. If you also just Google pain neuroscience, okay? Neuroscience is one word. Will help with that. But what essentially it comes down to is helping our brain understand when we need the pain signal and when we don't. Because pain lets us know something's wrong and we need to address it, right? But when you've had different surgeries, radiation, all that stuff, those wirings can kind of get miscommunicated. And so we'll get the signal for pain when there's really nothing there causing physical harm that needs to be addressed. And that's where this can play in, is understanding it's a misfiring of that communication. And we can kind of train ourselves and our brain to not send that signal as much. The best example I have is, I know when I was in high school, we jokingly said the fire alarm was our fight song because the wind would blow by and the fire alarm would go off. Well, we don't need the fire alarm going off when the wind blows by, right? We only need it when there's a fire. The same thing can be happening in our body, is something lightly brushes up against you, your shirt resting on you, right? This should not cause pain. We know this, but the body's interpreting it as pain. So it's very sensitive. We need to learn to kind of calm that back down. That's what pain neuroscience does, is it calms our alarm system down. So when we get the signal, it's truly because there's something we need to address, not because we're wearing a shirt, okay? Now, directly after radiation, right after surgery, when you have an open sore wound, stuff touching it, yes, we need to know that that's irritating because we don't necessarily want a lot of irritation on an open wound. But if you're months out, even up to, just as shy as 4 weeks out, it's not open, we should not be getting that, oh my gosh, I need to rip my shirt off type of pain, which happens sometimes. So pain neuroscience plays into that, okay? One of the biggest things is just knowing that the brain has a role. That can play a difference. One of my favorite books that I give patients to just read and look at is that book by Adrian Lau. It's called Why Do I Hurt? Okay? Buy it off Amazon. It's written in a language that everyone can understand. It's not that science mumbo jumbo research articles. It has research behind it, but it's written so everyone can understand it. So one of the great graphics in here is this little chart. So before anything has happened, right, this little signal down here is kind of our nervous system, and we have lots of room to do activities when we're not in pain. When we have something that triggers a more sensitive pain response, now that line is sitting here and we don't have as much room to do activities or wear a shirt or raise our arm up or whatever it may be. So we have very little wiggle room here. So our goal is to get it back to that level, okay? Well, how do you do that? This little graph shows a really cool thing. So this is imaging of someone's brain. This is when they are at rest. Just at rest, no pain, okay? So you can see there's really no activity. The red means activity in the brain. The second row here is when they were doing a painful movement. So something that the researchers knew caused pain. They then went through 30 minutes of training on pain neuroscience and did the same movement, and you can see way less lit up in the brain. There was less of a pain response, even on that anatomical level. The patient felt less pain, and less of the brain was firing, going, oh my gosh, pay attention. 30 minutes of pain neuroscience. All right. So she still had pain. It's still there. That didn't change, but the severity of it did change. This was just 30 minutes. Like I said, this is a piece of the puzzle with some people. Some people don't have this problem. But if this is something you feel like you need, look into it, ask me, get one of the books, train yourself that, hey, my shirt rubbing against me is not okay. And sometimes what that looks like is just gentle integration of it. So when you're resting at home and you're normally wearing a tank top or whatever it may be, just kind of resting a very soft, light towel or blanket on you for just a couple minutes and then take it off, right? While working on telling yourself this is not causing me harm, this is okay, rewiring that system to make it respond appropriately, okay? You feel the pain. There is no doubt about that. This is just to help get the signals right again, okay? So when you now feel a sense of pain, it's, oh, I do need to go pay attention to that. Oh, I touched a hot surface. Let's not burn myself. Oh, I scraped my knee. Let's address that. Not, oh man, my shirt is resting on me. Okay? So if this is something you have questions about or struggle with, please reach out. Know that your pain is very real. That's not what I'm saying here. This is just a small piece of the magnificent aspect that is our body, that there's a lot of little things that need to be pieced together, not just one aspect. I hope this helps.